Hello traders, have you ever noticed how some markets move together while others go in opposite directions? Understanding these relationships can give traders a major advantage. This is where cross-asset correlation strategies come in. If you are not using correlations in your trading, you could be missing out on key market signals. In this video, we are breaking down how cross-asset correlations work, how to use them effectively, and why they are essential for making smarter trades. Now, markets don't move in isolation. Forex, stocks, bonds, and commodities are all interconnected. Cross-asset correlation strategies focus on identifying the relationships between these assets to predict price movements and refine trading strategies. Now, a correlation measures how two assets move relative to each other. If two assets have a positive correlation, they move in the same direction. If they have a negative correlation, they move in opposite directions. For example, when the US dollar strengthens, gold often weakens. As investors move from commodities to safer fiat currencies. So understanding these relationships allow traders to confirm signals and make better trading decisions. So now let's just quickly look at some of the most commonly observed market correlations. The first we're going to be looking at is the US dollar and the gold. Typically, these have an inverse correlation. The US dollar and gold have an inverse correlation. All right. So in addition to this, I'm just going to let us open the USD index so we can look at what I'm referring to. All right, so this is the US dollar index and this is gold, okay, gold spot against the US dollar. So now, when the US dollar strengthens, gold tends to drop, right? When the US dollar strengthens, gold tends to drop as investors shift towards the dollar for stability. All right. Okay, this was October, January. This was October 2024 to January 2025. Okay, so this is October 2024 to January 2025. So we can see that this, although there was some significant fluctuations, but eventually it was more of a declining move from October to January, right? So when the USD weakens, when the US dollar weakens, right? When the US dollar weakens, gold often rises as traders seek safe haven assets. Okay. Now let's talk about stock markets and risk on currencies. The S&P 500 and risk-sensitive currencies like the Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar tend to move in the same direction. So when markets are bullish, these currencies often gain strength. Okay? When markets decline, traders shift to safe haven assets like the Japanese yen or the Swiss franc. Okay? So this is the NZD against the dollar, this is the AUD against the dollar, and this is the S&P 500. Okay? So remember that the S&P 500 and the risk sensitive currencies like the AUD and NZD, they tend to move in the same direction. All right? Then now talking about oil prices and the Canadian dollar, let us look at oil prices and the Canadian dollar. Since Canada is a major oil producer, the CAD is closely tied to oil prices. CAD is closely tied to oil price. So when oil prices rise, the CAD tends to strengthen. So when oil prices rise and when oil prices rise, the CAD tends to strengthen. So this is the USD against the CAD, right? And this is the WTI crude oil. Okay. On the other hand, when oil prices fall, like what we can see happening right now, the CAD usually weakens. Okay. And you can see this is the dollar against the US dollar against the Canadian dollar. And you can see that the CAD is currently weakened against the USD. So now that we understand these relationships, how can we use them effectively? One, to confirm trade setups. If you are trading gold, XAU USD, and you see a strong USD rally, you might anticipate downward pressure on gold. Similarly, if oil prices are surging, it might strengthen the Canadian dollar, confirming a long trade on USD CAD. Also, it can help manage risk. All right, you can use these relationships to manage risk. Traders can hedge trades against traders can hedge trades using correlated assets. If you have a long trade on Euro USD, for example, you might short the US dollar index to reduce exposure. Okay. And then also to identify market sentiment, you might, watching cross asset correlations can provide clues about market risk appetite. If stocks are dropping and the Japanese yen is rallying, it might signal risk of sentiment. Okay, it might signal risk of sentiment. While cross asset correlations are powerful, there are some common mistakes traders should avoid. One is assuming correlations are static. Correlations change over time based on economic conditions, central bank policies, and market sentiment. So always verify correlations before placing trades. Secondly, do not make the mistake of ignoring other market factors. Correlations should be used alongside other technical and fundamental indicators, not as a standalone strategy. Okay? So cross-asset correlation strategies can be a game changer for traders looking to improve market analysis, confirm trade signals, and manage risk more effectively. If you are not factoring correlations into your strategy, you are leaving valuable information on the table. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more in-depth trading strategies, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Let me know in the comments, what is your favorite asset correlation to trade? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.